What's up, YouTube? My fellow subscribers, people watching this video. I thought I'd take a little bit of time to, try to look at things from a creative standpoint. So, of course, the topic of the video is Nintendo and its Wii U and the next generation of gaming. Um, People, you still got people trying to argue that, the Wii U is not a next generation console. And if you look at the specs for the Sony PS4, then the Wii U's specs, they pale in comparison. But power is not what defines a generation. I think what Nintendo was doing was they were actually, because they've done this countless times. They changed the way we play games, right? I use Skyward Sword as an example. Aside from the amazing story, which these games always have, it ties together all the other Zelda games and all that good stuff. The thing I remember the most is how I played it. You know what I mean? After playing this game, it is gonna feel really weird to play any other Zelda game in a different way, because how they implement the Wiimote and the nunchuck, it was fantastic. I think Nintendo, their version of the next generation of gaming is more immersive, and honestly I think that will sort of be the closest thing to, or the next step to, virtual reality. Of course we don't have the headsets and projections and all that good stuff that set up the field, but let me explain. Skyward Sword, Wiimote and nunchuck, right? This was your shield, this was your sword. They had Wii Motion Plus, so they had the 1-to-1, so you could do this, and you watch Link do this in the game, right? Honestly, taking a look at these gamepads, if you actually pay attention to them, I think in the next Zelda game they might actually come out with a peripheral to have this strapped to your arm. You know what I mean? I mean, it's pretty big, yeah, but the thing is the gamepad doesn't really weigh that much, because it has like a screw thing in the back of it, and I honestly don't even know what the hell that's for. But yeah, because you have the interface, so it can actually completely eliminate the inventory, like having to pop up on the main screen. And if you want to like switch your weapons, you just hold it up, do, and pick your shit. Because the way I see it is that they might be trying to implement multiple control inputs for a single player experience. So you got the shield. Of course, I don't have a strap. So you got the shield, of course, and then you still got your movement, and then you got your sword. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be pretty badass if they did that. Because, yeah. Like, notice how, of course it wasn't strapped down and it started to fall, but notice how the gamepad actually bounced on my arm. Like, there's shield, boy. But, that's just, me thinking outside the box. I think that's what they mean by, that's what their next generation of gaming is. It's multiple control inputs for a single player experience. Now imagine this: 3-screen single player, right? Take like a game like Ace Combat, or like a jet simulator, or some game like you're in the jet, you gotta fight off enemies and stuff like that, right? Take one of the gamepads. Notice I got two. Like I'm using two for my demonstration. This is your main stick. So pull back, tilt back, pull back. I don't know what they're gonna do if they ever do it. I think it'd be pretty sweet if they did. Pull back or tilt back. You go up with your jet. Tilt forward or push down and go down. Of course you got the motion sensing and all that stuff in the gamepad already. And then you have the second screen propped up kind of like so. So like, and then of course the main screen is outside the cockpit. So that's your view. So you're controlling, and then like this one, because it has sound built, like it has a volume and all that good stuff. This one gives you like signals, like incoming missiles or like something like that, and like you can input, functions like fire missiles, eject, and all this other fancy stuff. Like, that sounds pretty fucking sick. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, man, like you just gotta get creative with this shit. Like that would be the next generation of gaming right there. Like, there would be nothing that, you know, like Sony, the PS4 could not emulate that. They would not be able to emulate that. Because, I mean, think about it. They came out with a console that works with every freaking peripheral that the Wii supports. And the Wii has quite a few peripherals. You know, Zelda with the shield sword thing going on. You can do that with the flight simulation or like some sort of plane game. Like, you can probably do that with multiple types of games. Like a 3-screen interface for a single player experience. I think that, like, come on, dude, like, come on, RTS would be dope. Like, I have the power. You cannot defeat me. And stuff like that, dude. That would be dope. All these commands, like, all these control inputs that you have, like, just at the disposal of your finger. It's kind of like having a keyboard, but not really. You know, it's just all touch interface. Like, that would be dope. Like, this is just me, you know, coming up with ideas, I guess you could say. And, like, how much potential this freaking thing has. Let's see. Or, like, they could even take, like, games that, you know, specialize in co-op. It would be hard to do because, you know, your first question would be, like, what would display on the main screen? But you could change the way co-op story games are played. Like Army of Two. Like, it sounds amazing. Like, when you think about it, like, I haven't got all the details lined up, and I know there's a lot of things that you would wonder, you know, like, yeah, man, we'll be playing on the big screen with both of y'all are looking at the controller and all this good stuff, and I'm just like, I haven't got that figured out yet, but, like, Resident Evil 2, man, 2 completely different campaigns, but both characters, Claire and Leon, they meet up at specific points in the game. You know what I mean? Like, that would be awesome if they made games that, oh man, Nintendo, like, my body is not ready, you know, because I haven't thought all this out. Like, I haven't thought it out to the point where I can fully comprehend the way that would actually change gaming. Like, people, like, right now, you could say the Wii U gamepad is a gimmick, but if they start doing that, like, of course it sounds niche and all this good stuff, but see, Nintendo is a niche company already. So it wouldn't, you know, be too outlandish to think they would do something along those lines. Because, I mean, when we're going to be able to use 2 gamepads, I can only imagine the types of games that we're going to be able to play. And, like, that's just, like, ideas that just popped out of my head, you know, after I was playing BIT.TRIP Runner and all this good stuff. And I'm just like, man, that would be insane if they were to do that. Because we have not gamed like that before. Like, I know they probably won't say, I mean, of course we all gotta wait till E3 to find out what they're really doing, and before we can see, you know, the new games and stuff. And I'm really interested to hear what Microsoft has, because I'm want to see if they're gonna keep the whole Xbox Live Gold subscription thing going on. When, you know, Nintendo's is free and Sony's for the most part is free. You can get PS Plus if you want, but you don't have to. And now that they confirmed that PS4 will have cross game chat, Microsoft really has no more advantages over PSN except a more secure network. I mean, because, I mean, it's Microsoft. They deal with, you know, online networking and all that stuff. So that's their area of expertise. So they might need to change that if Sony's going to come with the A game in terms of their network, and then with the whole Gaikai streaming thing, their network needs to be on point. But yeah, we'll see what happens at E3. I honestly think Nintendo's going to surprise a lot of people. We haven't seen anything from Nintendo. They haven't said anything. Just read an article. Capcom's supposed to announce 2 new games at PAX East. Oh yeah, good news for any of you people getting Lego City. That game apparently clocks in at 40 to 50 hours. That's the shit I like. 40 to 50 hours. Because I don't like getting games that takes less than a day to beat. Like, we get too many of those, dude. Like, We need to stop with the short games. The short games that, you know, do look good, but like there's really no replay value. But that's just me, you know, going off and thinking of random ass shit that probably won't even happen. But if it did, guarantee that Wii U will officially, unanimously be considered a next generation console, because PS4 can't emulate that regardless of all its power. And I don't know, maybe they could find some way around that with the Gaikai streaming and, you know, use Vitas, but that requires people to buy Vitas when, you know, gamepads are bundled. Yes, it costs $150 to replace, but that's not a problem for me. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down. I don't care if you troll my comment section, whatever. And yeah, I'll post more gameplay of BIT.TRIP Runner because that game is fantastic. I don't know if you guys even like watching that, but I'll stop talking. Peace.